Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Frilioth, and I've been AFK overnight outside my infinite villagers breeder, and look at that. I think we can say this has been very successful. I put some crops in there yesterday. I dug the area out a little bit more. Let me show you. I dug the area out a little bit more yesterday, and then I put some crops in there. Threw a bit more food in, and then hoped that one of the villagers would turn out to be a farmer. And as it goes, one of them has turned out to be a farmer. And overnight, they've been busy. And there's loads of them in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20. There must be 20 in there. So that's fantastic. It's better than I could have imagined. I put a door in there as well for me to get in, and I AFK'd here overnight, and I've just got up and had a look in, and I was faced by loads of eyes looking at me. They do tend to stare at you when you AFK close by, but there are loads in there and they're still breeding. So maybe I need to get upstairs and break one of the doors to stop them from breeding. Although it's great having loads of them, having too many would be a problem. I also came up here and there were 6 or 7 zombies stood there looking at that guy slavering. Alright, so we'll get rid of that bit of glass and then get rid of one of those doors. That will now stop them from breeding. Don't have another door, bit of glass, so I'll stick that back in case baby zombies get hungry. Right, so now the ones that are left in there will grow up, and I've got enough villagers there for an iron farm. Hey guys, I've just got back from doing a bit of mining, and can you hear that? Can you hear that moist slapping sound? We've got a slime, and it was there, so I am dead happy. Not dead happy with my mining, if I'm being honest. My mining was a bit of a disaster. Again, what did I get on my mining trip? I got, I've used them all. I got 13 or 14 diamonds, so I've made myself a chest plate, and I made myself a pick, and I made myself a sword. Did a bit of enchanting, and I upgraded my sword to Unbreaking Sharpness 3, and I upgraded my silky pick to be Unbreaking 3. So it wasn't brilliant, but it wasn't the end of the world. But what I'm more happy about is the fact that we've got a slime. And I'm happy about that for 2 reasons. A, it means I've got some slime. Brilliant. And B, it means that around here, this chunk, what chunk are we in? Somewhere around here, and it could even be this one, it's a slime chunk. I'm just going to hollow this out a little bit. Right, I've dug it out a little bit, which is just, I think it's about just over a chunk. Maybe there's a couple of chunks over here, so let's see if we can see. So we've got a chunk that starts here. So we've got one there, we've got one there, a bit of one there, and a bit of one there. So that's the main chunk, this one here. And I thought that was where the slime was, in this chunk. So there would seem to be a reasonably large amount of space for them to spawn into, but so far nothing. So I'll keep my fingers crossed. If I've got to dig out a bit more, then I'll dig out a bit more. kind of hoping I wouldn't have to. Anyway, we'll leave it like it is. Obviously, slimes can spawn at any light level below level 40 in a slime chunk, and we're at level 34. So we can have this lit up and won't have to worry about mobs. So we'll leave that there for the time being then. What I want to do now, I want to do a bit of building. There's two things I want to do today. Firstly, I want to turn this into a reasonably semi-automated villager breeder, because I think I'm gonna keep it as a villager breeder, but I don't want it working all the time, because otherwise I'm going to be overrun by villagers and have nothing to do with them. But I don't want to be breaking these walls every 5 minutes and breaking a door like I've had to do on this one. So what I want to do, I want to use a little trick to do with the villager mechanics and how they recognise villagers. If a villager is within 32 blocks, I believe it is, on the X and the Z axis, they'll recognise doors as being part of a village, but they only have to be 5 blocks up or down on the Y and they don't recognise the village. That's how that works. Those villagers down there don't recognise these doors as being part of their village, even though he does. And that's how the infinite villager breeder works. So if we were to get him 5 blocks above these doors, then he won't register these doors and those guys down there will stop breeding. The trick is to get him 5 blocks above here. So what I intend to do is put a sticky piston there, put a block on top of it, and then that block is 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got this right. I need to get this right. If I don't, I'm buggered. 1, 2. Is it 5, 4, 5? 4. Must be 4. He needs to be 5 blocks above. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'll put a sticky piston there, block on there. If I can get him to stand on here, on that block, he will recognise the village below. When the sticky piston extends up to that block, he'll be stood on there. He won't recognise the doors below as being part of the village. So the villagers in the breeder at the bottom will stop breeding. Brilliant. So firstly, I need to make myself a sticky piston, which we can do now because we've got ourselves a bit of slime, albeit only 3 pieces of slime, but still slime nonetheless. What have I got on me? I've got nothing on me because I've got a project going on upstairs that I'm gonna thrill you with in a minute. But at the moment I don't have it with me. But I've taken all of my iron upstairs as well, haven't I? I have. All of my iron and my redstone are upstairs in a chest waiting for the next big project. But I want to do this first. Heading back over here now. If I lob a sticky piston in there, I'll put a glass block on it so I know which one it is in case I go through it again, and then stick a lever on there. When the lever's down, sticky piston fires, villager is up there. Okay, break a couple of these because I'm going to need them. Now I'm hoping that the villager is going to want to be near some doors. So I'll break these out and then I'll put them upstairs with the piston, or one of them anyway. And then I'll just start filling this in. So if I start filling this in around him and I get the, actually I might not even have to do that, I might just be able to get a door up here. If I put a door here, maybe he'll be that desperate to get to it, he'll actually just run up the stairs. Well, and I'll start filling this in around me so he's got nowhere to go. This may take some time. I'm going to leave you to it, actually. I'm going to leave you to it. You can do what you like. Leave you playing until you've finished, and hopefully when I come back he'll be up there. Right, on to the next project, the main project for today. Now I noticed one of the villagers is a farmer, a proper farmer, not a shepherd or a Fletcher or one of the other Mickey Mouse farmers. He's a proper full-on bona fide farmer, and one of the trades he's got is for pumpkins for emeralds, and it's only, I think it's 8 pumpkins for an emerald, which is not bad. And I like pumpkins because you don't have to do anything with them. It's not like paper where you have to harvest the sugarcane and turn it into paper, then give it to the librarian, or rotting flesh where once we've got a zombie spawner, that might not be so bad, but you've got like 30 or 40 bits of rotting flesh, so you only get like 2 emeralds out of a stack. Whereas the pumpkins, you just harvest them, give them to the farmer. And the reason I'm doing all of this is because it's going to be dark in a minute and I don't want a creeper to come and do me. Yeah, you give you harvest the pumpkins, you give them to the farmer, who gives you emeralds. Fantastic. So I'm going to make myself a pumpkin farm. Now in the past, on the last server that I was on, I made quite a big pumpkin farm, big pumpkin wall. It was a pumpkin and melon farm actually, but I'm not so sure whether I'll be doing melons this time. And blistering melons is all well and good, but I don't have a gold farm yet, so at the moment it's no good to me at all. So I think I'm just going to turn this wall into a pumpkin farm. Now in the past, I've had the pumpkin farm on a timer. It was on a daylight timer. So the pumpkin fired every cycle. I'm using a monostable circuit. So basically I had a daylight sensor running into a monostable circuit and then leading into the redstone that fired all of the pistons. So when dawn came, the daylight sensor activated. It sent a pulse through a monostable circuit which turned the switch into a button which fired all of the pistons. So they all fired at the same time every morning, which was all well and good as long as there was a pumpkin there for it to harvest. If there wasn't a pumpkin there, it was a waste of time. So I've been working on an automated one using a daylight sensor. Now I was reading up on Wiki, and it turns out that a piston is actually a transparent block, a bit like glass. It's going to be easier for me to show you rather than me tell you. I've got my water. I need a bit of dirt for the pumpkins to go on. Got that. I've got a pumpkin to show you. So in the past, as I say, I got a piston firing onto a dirt block, and the pumpkin grew onto it, and every 24 hours it got harvested if there was one there. I want a little bit more efficient one, so what I'm going to do is, if we put a bit of redstone down and then we stick a daylight sensor above it like that, obviously the daylight sensor, it's daylight, so turns the daylight sensor on. We want that to go into a block with a redstone torch next to it. Now this will, obviously that bit of dust is on, therefore this torch is off. If we then have the torch, so I'm well prepared, I've got everything in my inventory, haven't I? I've got doors now that I don't need. If we put that, if firing into a piston, when it gets dark, that's going to fire. All well and good, you might be thinking, but that's only going to fire once a day. Rather than firing at night, in the morning, it fires at night. You'd be right, but you'd be wrong. Because this block is translucent, it lets light through. So if we have a line of dirt there for which to grow our pumpkins on, we can have water. Just get that. Let's put some water in there and not kill everything. We have a bit of water in there, and then a dirt block next to it, and then a block there. Okay, now I'm just going to encase this in solid block. So now that daylight sensor is completely covered over, apart from the fact that the light is getting in through the sticky piston, through the piston. So if we now grow a pumpkin from there, and it grows in front of the piston, it blocks the light and it fires the piston. Pretty damn cool, and it's tileable as well. I've seen something similar where the water ran down the front, so the piston fired off the pumpkin. It fell into the water stream and it went down there, and the water along the front was the water that sort of fed the pumpkins, but it didn't make it vertically tileable if you did that. It was only horizontally tileable. With the way it is now, I need to put that there because we need to put some water on it. I can then put another piston here with all of the redstone behind it. I'm not going to be able to do it because I've only got one piston on me. I've got to go hunting to get pistons. So we can have the daylight sensor into there, piston coming out of there, behind it. I'm not explaining this very well, am I? Behind it we can have the water. It'll have to be there, won't it? Because water's translucent. So water would come down there, piston would, you know, I'll do it. I'll do some of it, and then and then I'm also going to make it out of spruce, I think, and a bit of oak. What have I got in here? Yeah, bit of spruce, bit of oak. Give it a bit of texture. I'll get rid of these nasty looking blocks. So we're going to have, how many will we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll have 8 pumpkin spawning bays on the bottom, and then we'll have 6 above it, and then we'll have 8 above that, then we'll have 6 above that, then we'll have 8 above that, going all the way up. Now I'm hoping, testing so far, I've really only done it on 2 levels, and testing so far, it doesn't seem to fire the pumpkin off into the middle of nowhere. I lose the odd one. I must admit the odd one does go behind the back of the piston and get pulled into it, and then it just shoots off because of what happens when a block gets put inside another solid block. But so far I've got more than I've lost. Now the downside of this, which you'll see any second, is that when it gets dark, and I've been wandering around outside waffling to you until it gets dark, because when it gets dark, I said when it gets dark, the daylight sensor turns off, the piston extends, which is a bit of a problem because obviously during the night then nothing can grow. But in order, I could put a system on there where I could have a a daylight sensor, an override switch really, that would link all of these pistons, so at night it would keep them in, and I'd have to operate it manually overnight. But it's a lot of work for, well, for what I need. I don't need that many pumpkins, I don't think. I think this is going to give me more than enough pumpkins. And then in the morning again, that'll go in, and the cycle will start again, and it'll start growing. So that's the plan. I'm going to work on this a little bit now. Actually, before I do work on this a little bit, I'm going to go and see how our villager friend's doing. Hopefully he's back upstairs now. You're up there. Well done, mate. Well done. You know you want to. Alright, let's get this thing cased. I have to block you in now. You know that, don't you? Block you in and you're never going to get out again. Never going to get out again. Actually, get rid of that one first so he doesn't want to run back downstairs. Trust me to come up without any blocks. Might have to do it with dirt just for a little while. Come on. There you go. So now I'll go back down and I'll put the doors up. Alright, so we've got 6 doors, and if we go downstairs now, you might start to see some little love hearts. See some? Yeah, there's some over the back. Yeah, look, there's loads of love hearts. Oh, I better get there quick before I start doing. Alright, which is great. So I flick that. Villager goes up. He's now hopefully out of range of those doors. And in a second, even though it looks like they've already done the, but you guys don't mess about, do you? Come on, let's have these red hearts stopped. Stop. Stop loving. Right, it looks, yeah, it looks now like they've stopped. Yeah, it looks not like now I've had 4 or 5 babies in the 30 seconds. 30 seconds it was active, but it looks like now it's stopped. So hopefully now that's got me into a position where I've got a pretty automated villager breeder. I need to block this off because of zombies, don't I? I don't want zombies falling down there. So now they can't get down there. Well, can they spawn in there? Might be able to spawn in there actually. I'll stick a torch in there. Bit of light. And one here. And that's good. There's somebody upstairs. Yeah, plenty. Right. I could encase you in stone forever. You're doing a very important job, don't let anybody tell you different. Your wife and kids will be very proud of you. Alright, so that's that job done. Now I need to get myself loads and loads of pistons, and I really don't think I'm going to have enough stuff to do it. And loads of daylight sensors as well, so I'm definitely going to have to go back to the nether to get myself loads of quartz. I think I've got loads, I don't know whether I've got enough. Don't need sticky pistons. Don't know whether I've got enough iron. Go and grab as much iron as I've got as well. Which I thought I got more than that. It's night time. Look, night time. Lights off. And also, if I know it's night and I'm near a bed, I'll just sleep, and that'll reset the melon farm. Did I hear a pitter patter of zombie feet? Ah! Aha! No, I didn't. Right. What do we want to start with? We want loads of pistons, don't we? 6. How many did I say? 8. 6. 14. 28. 28. We'll say 28. I think I'll need 28. I might need more, but 28 will be a good start. Need cobble. I bet I ain't got any cobble. One thing I should have loads and loads of. Nowhere near enough here. How do you do this? How do you do this? Oh, I need wood planks. Oh my word. Made the mistake of turning most of my wood planks. Most of my wood planks into wood slabs. Because it's just, you can get twice as many slabs out of a plank. For when I was doing the flooring downstairs, and obviously that's great for doing the flooring. Right, how many have I got there? 16. Which is great for doing the flooring down here, because you can't see that there's slabs. But it's rubbish for doing anything else with. Right, cobble. Planks, redstone, that, cobble, pistons, 21. 23. I'll have one more, even though I don't think it's going to be enough. 24 now. So well, I'm good having pistons, though, isn't it? It's the daylight sensors. Now, the daylight sensors I do need slabs for, so I'm going to need slabs anyway. Right, so I want glass, I want that, I want slabs. I want to remember how to do this. I think it's glass and then 7. 7. Let's get rid of that and grab that and get rid of that. Don't need that for the time being. Right, back again. Some of that. Check. Some of that. Check. Some of that. 12. Slabs, right, come on this time. Stop messing everybody about. 26, 24. Throw them on the floor because everybody's happy. I need my redstone back again now. Redstone torches. Brilliant. So that's... Let's get rid of this because I want a nice front on it. Get rid of that. And that. So what did I say? I wanted slabs. Slabs there. I'm going to have to get myself an infinite water source as well, actually. See me running about. Don't need that. One of them. Could use ice. I know, could use ice. Don't need all those torches, do I? Don't need all that cobble just yet. Don't need those doors. Andesite, don't need that. Don't need those sticks. We'll need that. Right, we're ready to go now, for God's sake. Right, we're ready to go now. Ready to rock and roll. Don't make a difference, does it? So we want that there. Get this in the hotbar. Don't need that yet. That. Daylight sensor. There they are. So that. Done that completely wrong, haven't I? For the love of God, concentrate. That's better, idiot. Right, take two. That is off. Brilliant. There you go. Encase it. Lovely. All right. Right, so we're getting the general gist of it now. One of them. That, and then encase it. Cover the front. It's going to be well worth it when it's done. I'm going to pumpkin. It's going to be raining pumpkins. Hallelujah. So I'm going to finish this off. I think above there I'm going to have some spruce. I'm going to get some spruce. I'm sure I got some spruce. Oh, there it is. I think I've got some spruce planks actually. I think old spruce is going to be a little bit too dark. I'm going to mess about with the decorating of it. Maybe I'll use dark oak instead of spruce. I've got some dark oak up there somewhere. I'm going to mess about with the look of it, and I'll see you when I've got something to show you. So here it is in all its glory. Man, that was a nightmare. I built it 3 levels up before I realised. I wondered why the pumpkins weren't spawning with the dirt there on the next level up, and they didn't spawn. And I built another row, and they didn't spawn, and I'm beginning to start to worry a little bit why. And it turns out that the pumpkins need an air gap above them. Need an air gap above them when they spawn, when they grow. So I had to rip the first little bit down and start again. And I've also decided to build them on top of each other. That's a problem. Build them on top of each other rather than staggered, because I can just slightly get more on there. Anyway, let me show you how it looks. Clearly it needs a little bit of work doing to it, but that's what it looks like. It's been running now for what, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes we've got 18 pumpkins and I've lost 2. So maybe I'm going to need a bit of glass along the front. Maybe I'm going to need some glass. I don't know. Am I prepared to accept the losses? I mean, that one there, the one there, if another pumpkin grows in that space in the next 5 minutes, that's going to fall down anyway. And I don't know the rates. I don't know how quickly they're meant to grow. But as I say, 18 in 5 minutes, that's an emerald. No, it's 2 emeralds. It's 8 for 1 emerald is 8 pumpkins. So that's 2 emeralds in every 5 or 10 minutes. So hopefully that farmer dude is going to be kind of busy. I'm going to get him out here, and I'm going to get him in a little shop. I don't know where yet. This came out. I didn't go back far enough. I could have done with going back another couple. Really, because now my chute's in the way. Yeah, maybe I could have gone back a couple. It's too late now. It's up, and I'm not going to mess about now. And also, it's going to be dark in a second. All of these are going to fire, and they're going to sit out all night. So maybe I'll look at some kind of override switch so that. Yeah, I can't put. I'm just trying to think out loud. If I can somehow get an override switch in there when it goes dark, then at least they'll all go in and allow the pumpkins to grow, and then in the morning when they switch on again, I'll harvest all of the pumpkins. Whereas at the moment overnight I'm only getting on. So nothing can grow now overnight. Whereas if there was an override switch in there somehow, they'd all go back in again, and they'd be able to continue growing. But at the moment there isn't. I mean, I've got room to go backwards. I'll have a play. I'll do a bit of testing. Do a bit of testing, and we'll take it from there. But so far, I think that's pretty impressive. Come on, impress me. I mean, if I've got to put glass along the front of it, I'll just have to go out and get a load of glass. I'd like it to be coloured glass, so cool. It'll have to be coloured glass because the clear glass is just awful. Uh-oh. Where are you? I could hear you. Anyway, I'm going to stand here, and hopefully 1 or 2 are going to pop off while I'm saying goodbye. But thanks for watching, everybody. It's been brilliant having you along as usual. If you have enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, please subscribe for future videos. This is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.